All right, cool.
uh, I'll bring us on Facebook. A lot of them have just been mono scenes, but feel free to do whatever you want, man.
Okay, cool.
Um, I will give you the number of comments we got. We use those as the suggestions, and then you just pick a number, and I'll tell you what comment that corresponds with,
Okay, cool.
and then we just kind of go.
All right, I love it. Let's do this.
Let's see, one, two, three, four, five. We have ba 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 da da. Let's see, we got all right, buddy. We got 38 suggestions. So pick a number between 1 and 38.
Okay. Two.
Number two. Okay, so this comes from Jay Gregory,
Okay.
and our suggestion is ketchup,
Okay.
spelled Katsup.
Okay.
So ketchup is our suggestion. Thanks, Jay Gregory.
All right, catch up. Gary, there
Yeah.
is no catsup for the hot dog stand for tomorrow.
Oh, thank God. Ketchup blows. Ketchup, you can't put ketchup on a hot dog. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
I tried it one time. I got yelled at so much by my friends. They said, "You're supposed to put mustard on the hot dog."
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Marty, we are in Chicago, the hot dog capital of the world. I can't even say the word. I'm not even gonna say the word. I'm not gonna say the word.
Oh, come on, say it. I'm
I
waiting
can't,
for you
I
to say it.
can't, I can't say that word. I cannot say that. You know, I can't legally say it in this city because if I say the C word with hot dogs, man, they're gonna pull my license.
I know, it's a problem. I mean, if there's anything I learned about Chicago, the mob is big here. So you gotta make sure they don't go after you for stuff like that.
There's nothing worse than the hot dog mob here in Chicago.
Of course. I mean, always. Like people are gonna yell at you like if you don't put onions on your hot dog.
But you don't. Are you telling me you're not gonna put a? You're saying you're gonna stop putting onions on the hot dogs?
I've never been a fan of onions. They make me cry so much.
I mean, they do make you cry. That's right. I mean, it's something in when you cut it and then your eyes start to tear up. But I can't see getting a dog without onions.
Oh man, I mean, you got to try it sometime. Like, try getting rid of at least one topping every once in a while,
All
and
right.
change the way you look at a hot dog.
You know what I'm going to do? You reach into the cart. You fix a hot dog. You give it to me. I'm not even going to, don't even tell me what you're putting on it. Don't tell me what you're not putting on it. Hand it to me. I'm going to try it and I'll go into it with an open mind and an open mouth too.
All
Don't
right,
tell me.
I like it.
Don't tell me what's on. I don't want to know what's on it. I'm just going to give it a try.
All right, there's the dog.
Mmm. 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 Marty, this hot dog's something else. This hot
Oh,
dog is good.
oh, I tell you, right? You experience something different when you take away an ingredient or put something completely different on there.
I mean, that's a good that's a good rule for life.
Yeah.
You take something away or you put something in, it's something completely different.
Oh yeah, you bet it is. I mean, I've lived my life by that motto. If I want something good, whether it's good, if I want something good, I'll either take something away or try something new in there. It's like making a stew.
It's just like making a stew. And sometimes you're like, what's that? Is that a little paprika? And you give a little surprise. And sometimes people know and sometimes they don't, but you know. You
Oh
know.
yeah, absolutely. Put a little paprika in, put a little spice, put a little hot sauce on there, and you're all perfect.
Marty, this is the best hot dog I ever had.
Oh, thanks, pal. That means so much, Gary.
I'm serious. Like this hot dog is really good.
Well, thank you. I mean, I feel like I should probably try starting my own, like maybe start a food truck company.
This is ironic you bring that. Ironic you bring that up right now. Got some news, Marty.
Oh yeah?
It's time for me to pass the apron to you. I'm giving you the hot dog stand on this corner.
Oh,
Take the apron. It's a ceremonial passing of the apron.
oh my God.
Yeah. Hey,
I I will not let you down at all. I promise.
you don't understand, Marty. You've already not let me down.
I mean, I'm worried that if that because you're passing on the torch to me as I go into the future, that if there's anything I'm worrying about selling the business to someone who will not be able to take care of your legacy. I want to make sure that whatever happens in the future, this hot dog stand is taken care of.
Are you are you thinking also of retiring?
At some point, like
Okay, good,
I
good.
mean, not today.
Okay, good. I thought you were already looking to sell the place, and I'm like, Marty, you can't sell the place right now. I'm passing it to you. Although then I'm like, well, I passed it to you. If you want to sell the place, you sell the place.
I mean, I mean, when a day comes where I can't do it anymore, then I'll sell it or pass it on to my kid. You know?
You you pass it on to little Marty. It would warm my heart to know that this got passed on to your little boy
Yeah.
or girl. I mean, if Susanna could do it too. It's up to you. I mean, now it's not even mine anymore. It's yours.
I mean, look, here's the thing. This is a family business. Whatever happens, the kids will probably come to work with me someday. So
Yeah.
I'm making sure that it stays in the family.
Oh, you're Marty. I'm gonna make you an honorary gear check. You're one of us. You're part of the gear check clan.
Oh yeah, love me my gear check. And whatever happens, gear check will grow. It will be something perfect, and it's all a one big happy family. You raised us on that.
Can I can I make you a hot dog I don't even offer the customers?
Oh, please do. I'll take whatever you give me.
We'll make you a hot dog and just I mean, this is a very, I didn't think I'd be this emotional today, Marty. I mean, I didn't even know I'd be doing this, but I thought it's the right time, and I've been thinking about it a lot. So I want to give you something that I don't even give the regular customers, but I want to give it to you because Marty. Can I tell you something? You're like a son to me. You're like a son to me.
Oh, thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
You're like a father to me.
Come on. No,
You're like the
don't.
father I never had.
I'm crying. I'm not even cutting onions here, and I'm crying.
I'm crying right now.
And then it made me cry more. Oh God.
Put yourself together.
Come on. Okay, hold on. This is what it's about. It's about family.
Of course. I mean, if as long as we love ourselves as like a
Yes.
family, the customers are part of the family too.
It's one big happy family, right?
One big happy family, just like cheaper by the dozen.
Oh God, that's a great. I love both the original version and I like the remake
And the
with Steve
smart
Martin.
version.
Yeah. All right, here. I'm slobbering all over. I mean, thank God the buns are steamed, huh?
Oh, thank goodness for that.
All right, here.
All right. Mm. My tears are getting into the dog and the bun.
Yeah, it's a little, and it adds a little bit of saltiness to it.
It's all new. It's a whole, it's like I said, add something new and it changes everything.
I'll call that one the Marty. That's
The
the Marty dog.
the Marty dog. I love it. It has you written all. I mean, it's obviously your creation, but it's you written all over it.
And it's also you because it's your name written all over it. So it's like it's the Marty dog written. It's your name is written all over that hot dog because that's when I look at that hot dog, as I say, that's one complete meal,
Yeah.
and you're one complete guy.
You could be Gary Marty if you want. If you want to change your last name to Marty, you're welcome to do that.
I would I would be honored to do that. For my whole life, this hot dog stand has been my family, and then you came in and you were part of my family. Now I feel like I got a real family, Marty. I got a real family.
It's one. I mean, I don't know what I'd do without you, to be honest. I mean, but either way, I promise you, this business is gonna go to something much bigger than it
Hey,
are. And it's already great, but it'll be
Marty,
something.
you look at me. Marty, look at me. Look at me.
What do you need?
All I want is for you to be happy. If you're happy, that's success. That's the success. I can't even talk right now because I've got. I mean, I know you put peppers in there because my mouth is burning, but I want to know if you're happy, then that's what the success is. Okay, that's how I would view this. Not how much you sell it for, not who gets it, but if you're happy, then I'm happy.
I'm very, very happy, Gary.
Oh, Marty. Scene. Dude, oh man, you're always so fun to play with.
Oh, thanks, bud. This was really, really fun. I enjoyed that.
What got you into improv? Now, we've talked about this before, but for the people who haven't seen this before, what got you into improv?
Well, I got into it because I got in like you know how everybody has the typical story of every like somebody saw a show in college or they went to Second
Yeah.
City to see a show or something like that or like someone was in law school and a teacher recommended that to get up in front of people. For me, it was different. I got into it just I was 16. I was not happy with where my life was going. I didn't really have much of a social life and I was looking to make a change in my life. And I feel like the idea of me becoming an actor had been in the back of my head, I think, since I was a little kid. And I thought that'd be something I'd always wanted to try because I thought that looks like so much fun. So I
Hmm.
asked my folks, I go, how could I get started? I want to try being an actor, but I don't know where I can begin. And my folks said, why don't you try taking classes at Second City? And I had no idea what Second City was. And they
Really?
yeah, they've been fans for years. Like
Oh,
my dad went to college with a guy named Eddie Fay, who's a brother of two of the people who were on the stages there. And like he would come in, like they went to college together, and on weekends they would come into town and see the improv sets at 2 in the morning and that stuff.
no.
And I had no idea what it was, and they went, oh, like some of your favorite people started out there, like all, and like they started naming like Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and all those people. And I just went, oh wow, that place sounds cool. And I didn't even see a show there. I never even stepped foot in there. And I just thought, let's do this. And I signed up for a class, and I just jumped right in, and I fell in love with it. And I eventually became like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm actually gonna go like study like at the schools, like go to college, study acting at Columbia and all that stuff. So and I've been doing that. So yeah.
And I mean, it's a pretty amazing story of like, also like you, I'm from Chicago and I'd never seen a Second City show. Like I had heard of them, but I didn't know any of the history or anything as well as my parents also said, we think you'd like improv classes. And they got me a present for improv classes at Second City. That's how I got started.
Yeah. I mean, I owe them. I mean, if it weren't for them, I would not be here. So, but but yeah, it was really I mean, they definitely said it was one of those things where it was like one of those things where I wasn't sure if like because it's a scary thing. Sometimes like
Yeah.
throwing yourself into things is a scary thing to do.
Yes.
Like my folks actually said something to me, like they still tell me this is, what, you just got to be a little bit brave. And that's when I went, okay, let's go, let's do it.
My God,
So
that's such great advice, though. Is like just be a little bit brave.
yeah, just a little bit brave. And I mean, and that was really what that was the key to getting me into my first class.
Have you seen the effect? I mean, I know you've wanted to be an actor, but you've also seen the effect just personally because it seeps into our personal lives, the lessons we learn in improv.
Yes, absolutely. Like for me, like I when I like had you met me before I took my first improv class, you would have met a completely different person. So like I was very, very shy, very introverted. I couldn't really look people in the eye as much.
Hmm.
And so when I started taking improv classes, um, it really changed. It changed everything. Because for me, like the idea of focusing on like focus on your scene partner. And like I remember like being a teenager and doing mirroring exercises where you're just paying attention to every detail
Yeah.
and slowly back and forth and just mirroring the other person. And for me, I think like that, for example, that really helped me with eye contact, where like because you're all you're doing is you're focusing on the other person who's right across from you. And that's it's still something. I mean, it's something I mean, like obviously like focusing on the other person is something I still need to work on. I mean, we can all work on that, but it's that it just shows like how that stuff is seeped into like into your life. Like it's made me interested in people. Let's say
Hmm.
that.
But it's true. It is so true where it's like you start focusing on people like outside of yourself and other people, and you start getting deeper connections with people because you're more focused on them, and you start finding interesting things about people. Whereas before, whether it's nerves or anxiety or whatever it is, a lot of that shuts us down and we don't open up. And so now it's like all the just think about all the amazing, interesting people you've met in this journey, like whether or not they're professional performers or just folks who are doing something else with their life, just the amount of interesting, smart, funny people that you come across.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Just meeting like cool people, um like meeting people I'll tell you this, one of my favorite things in the summer like was when in Chicago, when it'd be summer intensive time in Chicago,
Yeah.
and I just loved that. And I could also say this about like Chicago, like when Chicago Improv Festival was happening too, was just seeing all the amount of people from not just Chicago in the United States, but just all the people from all over the world who like people like I remember like just seeing everybody comes in for for the intensives. Like people would spend the whole summer just
Yes.
like sleeping on somebody's couch or doing a whole Airbnb for a month, and just seeing how like everybody's excited about the exact same thing, but also like, and it says a lot. Like it makes me go like, what's your scene like in
Yes. Yeah.
your scene like in Poland or in Czechoslovakia or something like that,
And they're talking to you and you're like, they're saying, oh, we just started 3 years ago. And you're like,
I go,
what?
what? And you're that good?
And you're that good. And it's like this, we forget because you and I both come from that Mecca, as it's been said, like just the center of American improv. Like it's so easy for us, or before, pre-pandemic, we could just walk down the street and see an improv show any night of the week. I mean, it was all over. And we forget that, wow, it truly is like really centrally to the States, a lot of it, or North America for sure. And then you go other places, and it's like, oh, you've only had a scene for 3 years. Like this is completely new, and already you are leaps and bounds. And they're coming from places where they don't have access to like the same teachers or things like that. Whereas, like now at this point, everybody has more access. So I'm really thrilled about that. But like to be able to see the people from all over the world gather and for like weeks at a time in the summer, because Chicago in the summer is the best, right? It's such a great city then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also like part of that also is because when I was a kid, I lived in Tokyo when I was a kid, and I went to an international school, and just seeing like there were barely any kids from the United States at my school. There were not that many. I mean, there were some, but there wasn't that many. Like a good majority of the kids in my school were from Malaysia or Australia or New
Mm.
Zealand, but also from other places too. And like that really seeped in, like, which is why when Chicago Improv Festival would happen, or intensive stuff would happen, I just go, oh, this is so awesome. It's like just getting to meet everybody and just seeing how cool they are. Like seeing the like Improv Brazil come to Chicago and do a
Yeah.
show. and kill it every time, which is always like, and they're awesome, you know, like, and they're all guys. I'm still in touch with a couple of those guys too, and they're really, really awesome people, you know.
I mean, you instantly have friends throughout the globe when you're in that situation. And you were a part of the Chicago Improv Fest for years. Like you were behind the scenes, and you were one of the people that were really part of that machine that was making that festival so successful.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I can say also same thing with Sketchfest too.
Yeah.
You know, like it was like exact same situation. You know, where people from all over the place and like let's do this and have some fun and show what we can all do with each other. You know.
Now you're also a prolific, like you run marathons, which I'm like, how I'm like, how the hell does that happen? Like, and have you always been like a runner? Like, is that
Uh,
something that's
well, I mean, I this is another one of those things where you got to be brave. Those one of the you
yeah,
got to be a little bit brave moments. When I was so I started running when I was a freshman in high school. I wasn't really. I mean, I did some sports growing up. Like I was on swim team. I did t-ball, which I sucked at. I did basketball, and nobody passed me the ball.
oh,
I know, no, I wasn't great, but but you know, like I didn't really do, and I did some sports, but I wasn't crazy athletic. I guess it was just like it took me a while to find something that really worked
mm,
for me, you know, and like when I was like they had been about maybe a week into like the cross country team in my high school had been about they were about a week into practice already
yeah.
that and I turned to my dad and go, I've been thinking about joining the cross country team. And he get and I goes, well, when did they start? I go, they started last week. And goes, well, get in there, buddy.
Oh,
So
yes.
and but the coaches were great about it. You know, they said, yeah, join the team. We're looking for new people. And although I will tell you this, so one of the practices, like because I grew up in Lake Forest, and part of one of the practices we would run for one day we would run from my high school all the way to the athletic campus, which was on the other side of town, which is about 5 miles or something like that. And I mean, and I'm a freshman in high school, and we're all also doing track workouts. So we're doing sprints and stuff like that. And I'm very out of shape. So this one particular day, literally sprint in to finish. And the head coach comes up to me and goes, "Hey, Joe, great job, great job." And I throw up on his shoes. And he goes, okay. He goes, okay. He goes, okay, Joe, take a walk, take a walk. And as I'm walking away, all the seniors who are cooling down are like, yeah, yeah. They saw this happen. So this guy, I threw up on the head coach's shoes, and the seniors were cheering me on. I went, I guess I'm on the team now.
You're like, I
yeah,
made it. I made it.
exactly. And it took a while, you know,
Yeah.
like with anything, you try to stay persistent, and you know, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. And that's been about 14 years since I've been a runner. And yeah, so I've done 10 half marathons. I was supposed to do Chicago Marathon this year, but
What
got
happened?
got canceled. A pandemic happened.
Oh, right. Well, that's good advice too. Of like, just the more you do it, the better you get. And I think a lot of times that applies to improv too. It's like just keep doing it. Just keep like doing it, and pretty soon it just gets easier. Like you just don't care as much. You don't value every scene as like this is a make or break moment. You just keep doing it and trying to have as much fun as you can.
Exactly. And and also it's like I'll tell you this, like, you know, part of why I love running is I'll have weird improv thoughts while I'm running, you know, like I'll be it's almost like hitting, and I'll think of stuff and crazy idea, like some crazy idea or some revelation about improv will pop into my head, and I
Yes.
don't know how to explain it. It's just it's like the wheels are turning, you know.
Yeah. I think you and your brain is, you're going just, it seems like it's almost meditative in a way where you're just getting this zone and you just start having thoughts flow and you're not trying to edit them.
Exactly, that is exactly it. And
Because you
sometimes
know me, Joe, I'm a big marathoner. I run all the time. Oh, I cannot get enough running. So I understand the runner's mindset.
But yeah,
Uh,
I mean, it's been, but yeah, I mean, I'll get like, but sometimes like if I'm in thought, sometimes it won't even go further. Sometimes it'll just
Yeah.
be in a loop. It'll just be in a circle. And sometimes it won't even go to, sometimes it'll have an end thought and it'll be straight onto another thought. But that it's fun how the power of the mind works,
Oh, totally. And you, speaking of fun, you do the thing I enjoy the most on Instagram. You
Yes.
know that, right?
Yeah, it's been.
You each week you just do that bare naked lady song and you're like, it's been, and then you say how many weeks since the quarantine, but then you actually wrote a quarantine song at, I don't know what week number it was. Was it a specific week number?
Yeah, that came out on week 30. So that was the second week of October. I think I put it out on October 9th or 10th, something like that.
Oh my God, it's the best. You wrote an entire parody song about COVID. It was brilliant. And I showed it to my significant other and they were laughing so much at that. I was like, you have to watch this. And so like it's just those little, you're adding such little, not even little, you're adding such moments of light during a dark time. So I can't wait. Every time it comes out, it just brings me a little joy.
Thanks, buddy. And it's fun because it was fun working on that because that whole it just like that whole it's been thing. Like when the pandemic started, it sort of started out of the blue. Like
Yeah.
it just kind of happened because like it was 1 week into quarantine and I thought I should post something on Instagram. I mean, not on Instagram, on Facebook. I wrote it's been ... 1 week into quarantine, but also I had tagged from Muppet Treasure Island, the two guys going, I've got cabin fever.
Yes.
And then I just thought, you know what, maybe I should just do that on Instagram with me lip syncing that it's been and then saying how many weeks, and then it just kept going. And
So good.
but then when it came time to do the parody, someone said, you know what, a friend of mine said, you know what, you should just do the full thing and see what happens. And so I was out of town at the time, and I was I was finding time to and it's a tough song to parody especially because of like you got Stephen Page going there. It's been 1 week since they looked at me, and then Ed Roberts going the chickadee China stuff.
So fast too. He's doing it fast.
Yeah, the fast parts were the tricky parts because I thought, how am I going to fill up all of this space and still make it work? So
you did.
And it was just, but then it turned into a thing where like the Stephen Page parts were all like how I'm feeling right now during this pandemic. And then the Ed Robinson parts were like kind of, it was almost like we didn't start the fire thing.
Right.
Like, here's what happened. Like Steve Bannon got arrested. Dixie Chicks put out a new album. Joe Biden might win the election and Trump might go to prison and all that stuff. And it became like almost like we didn't start the fire from two completely different perspectives.
Yeah. I mean, it just shows you the power of just being creative in these times, and what starts as a little spark of an idea all of a sudden becomes this, hey, here's something else, and then it just takes off. So I always have a blast talking with you, my friend, and whether it's in person or another virtual scene, I can't wait to play with you again. I love you, brother. Thanks for taking time out.
Love you, bud. This was fun, Jay.
All right, we'll talk soon, Joe.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Stay safe.